For a distance of 300 miles after we left Independence, the prairies presented to the eye a rich and varied landscape, surpassingly beautiful and grand. It would almost seem as if the deity had lain himself out in arranging a garden of illimitable extent to shame the puny efforts of man. For 200 miles up the Platte River, the scenery has been less picturesque and the land flat and the soil poor. But the singularity, the strangeness of everything you still gaze upon, still render our journey interesting. And the days appear shorter than I ever knew before. Edwin Bryant, June 16th, 1846.
My old friend, we are now on the Platte, 200 miles from Fort Laramie. Our journey so far has been pleasant. The roads have been good and food plentiful. The water for a part of the way has been indifferent, but at no time have our cattle suffered for it. Wood is now very scarce, but buffalo chips are excellent. They kindle quick and retain heat, surprisingly. Indeed, if I do not experience something far worse than I have yet done, I shall say the trouble is all in getting started. After striking the prairie, we found a first-rate road, and the only difficulty we had has been crossing creeks. In that, however, there has been no danger. I never could have believed we could have traveled so far with so little difficulty. Mrs. George Donner, June 16th, 1846.
Well, it is a queer life we are living. All our teams are oxen, and our travel of consequence is vexatiously slow, not averaging more than 16 or 17 miles a day. We get up at daylight, get breakfast as soon thereafter as practicable, always mean to start or break up the corral at 7 o'clock. At 12 we stop and noon it, rest about an hour, and then travel until between 4 and 5 o'clock p.m. when we stop for the night. I keep up a regular guard, and if I could only keep the militia from falling asleep on their post, I should be secure against surprise. William H. Russell, Captain, June 13th, 1846.
Look out about 12 miles the other side of the Willow Springs, the soap factory. It looks like it was solid on top, and if you step on it, you will go under head and years. And if not washed off, it will take the hair off. One of our girls was so misfortunate as to get in, but I don't think it taken the feathers off. I've had the pleasure of seeing the Saleratus factory. It is first-rate and looks as white as snow. The Sody Springs is quite a curiosity. There's a great many of them, just boiling right up out of the ground. Take a little sugar and dissolve it in a little water, and then dip up a cup full and drink it before it loses its gas. It is first-rate. I drank a half-gallon of it. You will see several springs spouting up out over the river. William J. Scott, August 14th, 1846.
The most I regret in this long journey is that I shall not have the privilege of corresponding with my dear brothers and sister. But now I am to lose all that. But I think I shall enjoy myself much better in this active, busy life upon which I am about to enter than I have done in the dull, monotonous one I have so long led. If you have never read Hastings, Oregon and California, get it and read it. You will then see some of the inducements which led me to this step. I am in hopes to get through safe, which I think there is little danger as we go in such large crowds that we shall be law unto ourselves and a protection unto each other. Your affectionate brother, C.T. Stanton, May 12th, 1846.
The whole company are in great spirits and determined to go through with our long journey, and I have no doubt but we will do so. For 2 days past we have been cooking with buffalo chips. I think with Colonel Russell that it is rather a hard matter that the buffalo should furnish the meat and then the fuel to cook it with. But nature seems to have so ordered. Before I forget, I hope you will explain to any of my friends or relatives who complain of my not writing how I am situated now. Tonight, after traveling 20 miles, I had to cook supper, wash dishes, stand guard, etc., etc. This to anyone who has common sense will be sufficient, and to those who do not, if you please, give any excuses. Yours, N. J. Putnam.
My dear cousin, I take this opportunity to write to you to let you know that I am well at present and hope that you are well. We have all had good health. We came to the Blue. The water was so high we had to stay there 4 days. In the meantime, Grandma died. She became speechless the day before she died. We buried her very decent. We made a neat coffin and buried her under a tree. We had a headstone and had her name cut on it and the date and the year. Very nice. And at the head of the grave was a tree. We cut some letters on it. The young men sodded it all over and put some flowers on it. We miss her very much. Virginia E. B. Reed, July 12, 1846.